That was weird, don't do the I. Howdy CCV family, Pastor Rory here. Many of you have been sending in questions over the past number of weeks for our sermon series, My Friend Has Questions. Today I'm going to tackle one of those questions we weren't able to address in the series, but we're going to address it right now on Ask a Pastor. The question was this: can I be a Christian and smoke? Now, normally when it comes to a question of questionable activity, I like to ask 3 questions. The first question is this: what does the Bible have to say? And a lot of times when people ask a question regarding smoking, people will throw the verse, well, doesn't the Bible talk about your body being the temple of the Holy Spirit and not defiling the temple? And you're right, there is a verse on that, but in context, that verse is actually talking about sex and not defiling your body sexually. So when it actually comes to smoking, the Bible doesn't actually say a whole lot. That leads us, though, to question number 2. The second question I like to ask is, well, what do wise believers have to say? And quite honestly, I've been doing this Jesus thing for 20 years now, and there are awesome, dynamic believers in both camps. You got some believers on this side who say, no, there's just no way that smoking could be part of a Christian's lifestyle. But then I've got other dynamic followers of Jesus who are chain smokers. In fact, the family that introduced my family to church was a family of chain smokers. But they were chain smokers who loved Jesus and were daily telling folks about the love that he has for not only this world, but for us as individuals. So there are wise believers in both camps. And that leads us then to the third question. And the third question is this: well, what's the wise thing to do? In 1 Corinthians chapter 6, Paul talks about everything being permissible, but not everything being beneficial. And when it comes to smoking, that's one of the verses that I really zero in on. While it may be permissible, it might not be beneficial. Now, you need to understand, smoking, it's not a sin. It's not going to send you to hell. One pastor once joked, smoking is not going to send you to hell, but it might make you smell like you've been there, right? So while it's permissible, probably being addicted to smoking is not beneficial. I don't think it's beneficial health-wise, obviously, to have that kind of addiction. I know that I was addicted for years to Diet Coke, and it was making me feel bad. I joke all the time I was addicted to a soccer mom's drink, but I really had to kick that habit. One challenge a pastor threw out to me is, if you can't go 30 days without something, perhaps it's an idol in your life. And so maybe a next step for you is, if you've got something that you can't go a month without, I really challenge you to try to do that, to go a month without it. Take a fast from it, and don't be mastered by it, as Paul says. When it comes to smoking as well, I don't think it's wise relationally. I mean, people don't like to be around that smelly guy. I don't think it's also wise financially, especially if you're massively addicted. If you're a pack a day, 2 pack a day smoker, just think about the toll that's having on your wallet and where that money could be leveraged in other kingdom ways. So all of that said, that's kind of my answer. 3 questions. What does the Bible have to say? What do wise believers have to say? And what's the wise thing to do? And I really want to encourage you, do the wise thing. And I do believe this. I believe that our theology, it determines our biography. So let me just challenge you to press in, to know what you believe and actually make it tangible within your life. Again, theology determines your biography. This has been Pastor Rory. Thank you for checking out Ask a Pastor. Now, if you have a question that you would like for us to answer on our vlog, I want to encourage you to email askapastor@ccvsocal.com. And I also want to encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then you'll be notified when the next video comes your way. Other than that, God bless you guys. See you real soon.